welcome you. So in the previous videos we have been discussed about the different mechanisms. So quick return motion mechanisms, Whitworth mechanisms, then 4-bar mechanisms. So for converting the different types of motions we have been we have been discussed about the different types of mechanisms. So now we are going to discuss about the steering mechanism. So steering is what is the major function of the steering is to the function of the steering in any vehicles is about it gives the direction. So without the steering we cannot able to give the direction. So then how the steering system is been identified and how the steering system will work. So we'll be discussing in this video. First, mainly the steering gear mechanism. See, the steering mechanism used in automobiles for changing the directions of the wheels, axles with reference to the chassis, so as to move from the automobile in the desired path. See, whenever the function of the mainly the steering mechanism is used in automobiles for the changing the direction. Either we need to go further towards the right, towards the left, or straight. So with the wheel axles with reference to the chassis, so it will give the definite direction or a path or a desired path for a vehicle. Usually two wheels will be having a common axis which is fixed in the direction with reference to the chassis. See, the mainly the chassis, the function of the chassis, it can hold the function of the chassis is where it can able to hold the axle. So in the normally for any vehicle in automobile, the back wheels will be having a common axle. So the front will be having front two wheels will be having a separate axles. So each will be connected separately to the chassis. But when you are coming for a back wheel, so the same wheel, same axle will be there for the both the wheels. For the same axle, same wheel axle will be there for the both the wheels. So always in any vehicle, the front wheels only will give the direction. Only the back wheels function of the back wheels is to uh, follow the path which is there, which is provided from the front wheel. This is how about an steering gear mechanism. So what should be the condition for a perfect steering? How or what should be the condition for a perfect steering mechanism? The steering gear mechanism in automobile used for changing the direction of two or more wheels. Normally, to change any direction, we require two or more wheels. That is normally in the vehicle will be having in a four-wheel axles with reference to the chassis, so as to move in a desired path. Usually, we know that usually two back wheels have a common axle. As we know that the two back wheels will be having in a same axle, which is fixed together for the both the wheels. Only the front wheels will be having in a two separate axes, so which is fixed in the direction with reference to the chassis, and the steering is done by means of a front wheels. See, the turning or rotating, all the process takes place in the axle in the front wheels itself only. As we know that the back wheels will be completely fixed with the one axle. Front wheels either towards we need to move towards the right or towards the left, automatically the turning movement will give between that two axles only. That is the reason. So two wheels will be separately connected, both the back and the front wheels have been separately connected. So there are the two types of steering mechanisms. Mainly they have been provided, that is Arkman steering gear mechanism and Davis gear mechanisms. So this both the scientists have been proved that steering gear mechanism with respect to the functioning of a steering system. I will say about the condition of perfect steering is that all the four wheels must turn about the same instantaneous center. So first condition for the perfect steering is, so all the four wheels must able to turn with the same instantaneous center. While negotiating a curve, the inner wheel makes a larger turning angle than the outer wheel. See, normally when we have been turning, making any turn either towards the right turn or towards the left turn, so the larger turning angle will take place in the inner wheels only, because it only inner wheels only will give the direction to the rotation to the direction where it can able to rotate. So that is the reason more turning angle will be takes place in the inner wheel than the outer wheel. So we'll see in the diagram. So in the inner wheel track, L is nothing but a wheelbase. We'll consider L as a wheelbase, where W is the distance between the pivot of front axles. This is a normal in a steering system where you can able to see this both the back wheels will be having in a connecting with the same axles. You can able to see C and D, A and B are in a front wheels where it is normally connected with the separate, each wheel has been connected with the separate axles, where the L is nothing but the length and W is the distance between the wheels, where you can able to see. So whenever making a left turn, so the more inner angle will more inner turning angle will be there on the inner wheel. So if this condition is satisfied, then there will be no skidding of wheels when the vehicle takes a turn. Whenever the vehicle is taking turn, so the more turning will be inner, the turning will be provided from the inner angle only. So when it is inner angle is giving more turn whenever we are turning towards the right or left. So at the time what happens? So the left wheel will be having a more turning angle than the right wheel in order to when we have been turning towards the left. Similarly, when we are turning to the right, so the more turning angle will be there and the towards the right wheel. So if this is condition is satisfied, then there will be no skidding on the wheels, so that wheels can able to take in a easily they can able to turn. Now we'll see about an Arkman steering gear mechanism. So this is an Arkman steering gear mechanism where this gears has been connected between the links has been connected where you can able to see. So these are both the back wheels. These are the two front wheels. We can able to do for that separate axle has been connected. This is the angle how we can able to angle has been obtained is whenever it is to turning the vehicle towards the right or left. What is the angle is formed to identify that they have been used this links. So where RA and SB will be having a same equivalence. So that is been connected with a rod, that is what we call it as an A to B, which is having a link connected to this. See this dotted lines, what we can able to see this dotted lines is nothing but whenever the vehicle is turning, so this dotted line means the angle what is formed between this both the axles, what is the angle is formed between, that is measured or that we can able to identify through this dotted lines. So that is the reason what we have been use this Arkman steering is nothing but to identify what would be the turning angle between the these two axles, that is from RA and SB having a same distance, so that has been connected with the link AB. So this the dotted lines what we can able to find out or what we can able to see the dotted lines in this is nothing but about how the what is the turning angle of a mechanism where which it can able to given what is the turning angle that can able to axle can able to provide whenever we are taking the towards the right or a left turn. So we'll see about this working of an Arkman steering theory. With Arkman steering mechanism, that is what we can able to say RS and AB is a 4-bar chain. Normally for any mechanism mainly we are going to use as in a 4-bar mechanism only, where the links RA and SB will be having an equal length with an stub axles, where you can able to see this RA and SB will be having an equal length. So these links are connected with each other through the track rod. That is what we have been seeing. This link, what we call it as a track rod. This RA and SB has been connected with the link track rod AB. So when the vehicle is in the straight ahead positions, links RA and SB will be equal angles. See, when the vehicle is moving in straight, so there will be an equal angle that is between RA and SB will be having an equal, and there is no differentiate between the angles when the vehicle is moving the straight with the center of the line of the vehicle. So the dotted line in the figure indicates the position of mechanism when vehicle is turning left. You can able to see this. See these dotted lines. What happens? What we can able to see is the position, the angle of mechanism or angle of position when the vehicle is taking towards the turn, towards that left turn. So this is the position of an mechanism. So this is how he has been proved that Arkman steering gear mechanism in the steering mechanism. So the dotted lines in the figure indicates the position of the mechanism when the vehicle is turning left. So this is about how the steering mechanisms works. So we have two different mechanism derived, that is the Davis and an Arkman steering mechanism. This is the working principle of an Arkman steering mechanism.